Yes, dear students, today class is forms of public enterprises in India. These are the very important of the Indian government. The forms of public enterprises to do help for the people to development of the industrial development in the country. It was started in 1948. It was started in 1948 by the government of India. The first business resolution was taken in 1948 by the Jawaharlal Nehru. The aim of Jawaharlal Nehru is the India has become a socialist pattern society because of the public enterprise was introduced in 1948. First business resolutions. It is mean for to help for the people to which are the product, which are the manufacture, which are the price rate of the public enterprises for the haves and have-nots. Both are uh, pay the prices is equal. The public enterprises form departmental organization under the departmental management. A public undertaking is run as a department of the government. The traditional enterprises such as the post and telegraphs, broadcasting, munitions, factories, etc., are managed as a department of the government. So, all these things of the departmental form of organization will help the people of the country. The department forms of organization, as per Act 1956, it is divided into three types of department form of department public enterprises. One is department form of organization, second one is public corporation, third one is government companies. According to 1956 Company Act, the Company Act has to give the important for the private and public companies was established under the Company Act 1956. It is very important for the India. So because of the public enterprises, which are the overall the department form of organization is the only the form of organization, departmental form of organization. The overall responsibility for the management rests with the ministry concerned. Example, Ministry of Posts and Telegraph, Ministry of Broadcasting. These types of enterprises is financed through annual budget appropriate made by legislature, and its revenues are fed into the treasury. Departmental enterprises are subject to budget according and auditing controls applicable to all government departments. Departmental administration enterprises possess a permanent staff of civil servants whose methods, recruitment and candidates services are the same as other conditions of service are the same as for other civil servants. If public not satisfied with the working of such enterprises, the matter can be raised in parliament because they are within the control of the parliament. They are within the control of the parliament. So because they are within the control of the parliament, the study team on public sector undertaking has mentioned the following principles characteristics of departmental undertaking. So it is financed by annual appropriation from the treasury, and all are major shares, all are the major shares of its revenue are fed into the treasury. It is subject to the budget according and audit control applicable to government activities. Its permanent staff consists of civil servants, and their conditions of recruitment and service are the same as for otherwise the servants. The minister departmental organization, one secrecy. Department undertaking is directly subordinate to all ministry. The need for secrecy, strategic importance, and similar conditions make the departmental form the most suitable form of organization in certain areas for defense industries. The complete the accountability of the departmental undertaking parliament is a complete the management being under the ministry concerned or it assure the maximum departmental control by politically responsibility officials advertising the proposal of the absolute government. It provides a means of securing absolute government control. Instrument of social policy, the state can make use of the undertaking as instruments of its economic and social policy. Direct criticism on parliament. The forms the public point of view, the departmental organization as an advantage that if anything goes wrong or if the public is dissatisfied with the working of an undertaking, the matter can be immediately raising in parliament. Disadvantages of the department organization: no business like functions. The basic weaknesses of department management is that such enterprises cannot be run in business skills fashions controlled by a legislature, makes it subject to political changes, and consequently it becomes difficult to formulate a long range business plans. Moreover, officials are afraid of taking initiative and risk for fear being criticized in the parliament. Some amount of freedom has been introduced in the case of railway by arranging a separate executive board. In the retapism, the government department has noted for a retapism and procrastination and cannot be sensitive to consumer demand. Government officials generally do. The demand of government officials do not have a necessary management training which is essential for running industries. No separate funds for exemption. The revenue of these enterprises are merged with the general revenue of the government and are not generally used for the expansion of the business. Political influence, the departmentally managed undertaking are under the control of ministers and the political parties to which they belong and who hardly understand the problems of management of industry. Moreover, their policies suffer from instability because of the uncertainty attached to the tenure of political parties and ministers. Delay in decision making, the government officials who are asked to manage public undertaking generally lack businesses acumen. They are selected and trained generally for a purpose quite different from running industries and services. They are used to working under a rigid system of set rules and For every decision, they look for a uh, precedent. Precedent. This causes delay in decision making, which is harmful for business enterprises. No long term policy, frequent, frequent transfer of officers make it difficult to follow a long term policy on the part of the business enterprises. Flexibility. The departmental organization fails to approve flexibility to essential to effective businesses operations. For all these limitations, departmental management is confined to those cases only where there are sufficient reasons. Public enterprises to board management, it is a particular type of departmental management. Here is board is consisted by the government and the gout as direct control over it like departmental organization. The board is directly subordinate to a ministry, railway board, state electricity board. It has the same advantages and disadvantages of the departmental organization. Public enterprise form public or sector. Public enterprises form or public or sector. So, corporation, public or statutory corporation is created by a special act which defines its power, functions, privileges, and prescribes the pattern of management. There are the pattern of the management. There are three important management. There are three important features of the corporations. In the first, it is an autonomous body. Corporation, corporate and is administered by the a board of directors in which various interests are represented. The board of formulations policies which are executed by a chairman or a director general in its day-to-day administration. In most cases, its staff are not civil servants and they are appointed under their terms and conditions uh, determined by corporation itself. Secondly, since it is to a large extent free from direct parliamentary control, it can operate like a true business is concerned. Thirdly, it is financially self supporting. It is usually set off with a capital fund and is followed to use its earnings. However, when the gout has to provide capital to these corporations, parliamentary control is exercised over exercised over them. Otherwise, they are free from parliamentary control. Examples of such corporations are the Indian Airlines Corporation, Life Insurance Corporation, Damodaran Valley Corporation, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, etc. The study team on public sector undertaking mentioned the following features of the administration activities. The features public corporation. One, it is owned by the state. It is created by a special law defining its objectives, powers, and privileges, and prescribed the forms of management and its relationship with the government departments. It is a body corporate and can sue and be used should enter the into contract and acquire property in its own name. The expect from appropriation to provide capital or the cover losses. It is usually independently financed. It obtains funds by borrowing either from the gout or in some cases from the public and through revenue derived from the sales of goods and services and as the authority to use and reuse reuse its revenue. It is ordinarily not subject to the budget accounting and audit laws and procedures applicable to gov departments, excluding the offices take from gov departments or deputations. The employees of public corporations are not civil servants and are not governed by gov regulations in respect of a conditions of service as appoint as appointed appointed out by the study team is the most democratic countries. The public corporation has been the common form of organization for public enterprises. In the UK, USA, Canada, these forms of public enterprise has been adopted. In Italy, the company forms has been retained from concerned through within the public sector, but it is confined to these subholding companies and operating units. The two top management institutions that control all the operating units and subholding companies are the ENI or IRI, and they are statutory corporations. Thus, it is only in India that the government seems to have adopted the method of running companies by direct holding shares. Them in Italy, the state holding are administered by public corporation, which in turn hold shares in a number of companies. In India, the government companies have been subjected to both, while it is sometimes claimed that the advantages of the two systems, state managements and private enterprises, have been combined in government companies in India. Many witnesses who appeared before us hold the view that government companies had merely succeeded in accumulating the disadvantages of both. Preparing the public corporation to the company, the team has pointed out the though from the government pronouncements on the subject, it appears that the company from its conductive to greater autonomy. The reports of the parliamentary committees indicate the very opposite. Advantages of public corporation: quick decision making power, ability to make quick decisions not only on routine matters, uh, but also in essential candidatures of success of business management. It is available in public corporation. Internal autonomy. In enjoy complete internal autonomy and is free from parliamentary or political control in the internal and routine management. Best management is vested in a chosen body, government board representing top ability, skills, and business experience. It is a form of a management combining what is best in management and what is best in public services. All executives and management powers are given to a small board, and it is enterprise in the shareholders also to not elected by the board, and its executives are uh, free from political institutions and completely responsible to internal organizations and administration. Financially, financial independency. Corporation has defined powers and functions which are governed by a special act. It has financial independence and a clear cut jurisdiction over a specific areas, industry, or commercial activities. Independent legal status: corporation is a legal person. It can sue or be used in the court. It is its own matter, answerable fully as any other individuals or company. It is a public authority for public purpose. Flexibility: a public corporation has flexibility of operation accountability to the parliament, but no bureaucracy for the success of a business enterprises. Flexibility is the essential prerequisite. It is available in a public corporation, and the certain of criterion of efficiency. Unlike an ordinary business corporation, a public corporation is formed parliamentary, parliamentary for offering public services and promoting public welfare. It is not for the provision for a dividend but for rendering services to society. Any surplus goes to the benefit of community. Benefit of the community. Pricing policy is based on a break even point in the long run profit. Maximization is not a criterion of its efficiency and a guide to its policy. Profit maximization cannot be its main goal, but it is a secondary, though important objective. In short, it not as the maximization is not a criticism of its efficiency and a guide to its policy. Profit maximization cannot be its main goal, but it is a secondary, though important objective. In short, it is not expected to keep profit at the cost of the social good. Disadvantage of a public corporation: limited autonomy. Theoretically, public corporation possess all the advantages mentioned in practice. However, there are limitations. The autonomy or independence of management is somewhat limited. The ministry has the power to issue instructions on matters of national interest, but sometimes this is stretches further than its legitimate field. Legitimate field and the meddles with matters relating to internal management, thereby defeating the fundamentals. The fundamentals objectives: autonomy. Rigidity: it is a rigid form of a organization as any changes in its constitutional and power with required power will required mention of the special act. Time consuming: it needs a special legislation and hence its formation is elaborate and time consuming. Not suitable for every type of enterprises. It is suitable only for the management of every big enterprises. For trading business, it is not a suitable organization. Evolution: the public corporation strikes a middle course between the departmentally run undertaking on one side and the privately owned and managed corporate bodies on the other. It represents an attempt to combine some of the desirable features of both of them and to secure the best of both the world. Herbert Martian has observed that it is a combination of public and accountability and management for public ends with a growing and tender towards nationalization. The public corporation is destined to uh, destined to play an important part in the field of nationalized industries in the 20th century as privately owned corporations played in the role of capitalist organization in the 19th century. Public enterprises form for government company. Under the Companies Act 1956, government company has been defined as any company in which not less than 51% of paid up share capital is held by the central government or by any state government or governments or partly by the central government and partly by an or more state governments. Public enterprises that are established under the provisions of the Companies Act are referred to as the government companies. It is like a statutory corporation in many respects, but no special law in required to set up features of government companies. The government companies characteristic of the the principles characteristic of the government companies as mentioned by the study team on public sector undertaking are the following. It has most of the features of a private limited company. The whole of the capital stock of R 51 PC or over of it is owned by the government. All the directors are a majority of them are appointed by the government department upon the extent which provide capital is participating in the enterprises. It is a body corporate created under a general law viz the Company Act. It can use and be used entire into contract and acquire property in its own name. Unlike the public corporation, it is created by an executive decision of the government. Decision of the government without Parliament's specific approval having been obtained and its article of association through conforming to an act are drawn upon and are revisable by the government. Its funds are obtained from the government and its some cases from private shareholders and from revenues derived from the sales of its goods and services. It is generally exempted from the personal budget. According and audit law and procedures applicable to GOUT department and its employees, excluding those who are on deputation, are not civil servants. The Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948 had declared that the management of state enterprises will, as a rule, be through the medium of public corporation under the statutory control of the central government, which will assume such powers as may be necessary to ensure thus. But most of the public businessmen's corporation, the public corporation under the statutory control of the central government, which will assume such powers as may be necessary to ensure that. But most of the public sector undertaking have been organized as a company. The company form of organization for public enterprises and come for much criticism on the beginning. So said it was said that the provisions company law. The company form of organization from public enterprise had come to be much criticism on the beginning since in the government in most cases was the only shareholder. It was said that the provisions of the company law did not have a much relevance to government companies. Another object uh, was that the organization of public enterprises as companies reduce reduced their accountability and diluted audit control. But this criticism was largely met by writing special provisions into the Companies Act in 1956 with regarding to the submission of annual reports and accounts and audit by the Controller and Auditor General. Advantage of government companies flexibility. The strongest argument of for a government company is its flexibility, both operational and functional flexibility. May also refer to the case with which the article are drawn upon and alterated. As the minister drafts the articles, it can provide operational flexibility, which becomes more difficult in the case of a public corporation which is set up by the act passed by the act the act as passed by the government of India. Similarly, any modification or alternative articles can be made by easily by the ministry, while in the case of public corporation, the procedure length and activities. So, procedure is length and cumbersome. Easy formation, the setting of an enterprises takes no time, and as a large number of undertakings are being set up, it is very simple to form a company. To set up so much public enterprise and public corporations would mean delay in establishing and enterprises. Generally, the provisions of the acts creating public corporations are more rigid than the article of government companies, and thus they are against flexibility. Autonomy, autonomy. The advantage of a autonomy also greater in the case of a government company than with a public corporation. The foreign collaboration, the company forms is very useful where foreign capital is invited to assist the setting of UG public enterprises such as Hindustan Steel Limited, which is government company owned. There's owned three steel plants and assistance given by UK, Germany, and the former USSR. The company form may be adopted for the three reasons when the gout when the gout may have to take over an existing enterprises in an emergency, where the state wishes to launch can enterprises in association with private foreign capital, where gout wishes to start an enterprises with a view to transforming it to private management, where the God wishes to state an enterprise with the view to transfer to the private management, Disadvantage of government company: no constitutional responsibility. It evades the constitutional responsibility of a state enterprises. This defect is no more present because Section 639 of the Companies Act requires the central government to place before each houses of a parliament can annual report on the working of each government company together with a copy of the audit report. Hence, in India, there is no evasion of a constitutional responsibility, no real autonomy. This separate entity and autonomy of a company existing only in name, in reality, everything rests with the government, which exercise the functions of a shareholders and of a managerial control. Major control. Single shareholder in the case of a company in private sector, the director are elected by a large number of shareholders, and their choice is the result of a collective judgment, which in the case of government company, the government is the only shareholders, and the judgment of a single shareholders is bound to be inferiors. Autonomy is changeable. The exist the exist the extent of a autonomy that is provides for can be substantially affected or altered by executive agencies of the government, but this can also happen in the case of a public corporation. The company form of organization has limited utility for the operations of state enterprises. It is not only considered to be inferior to public corporation but also condemned as a fraud on the Companies Act and on the Constitution. The Constitution. In India, most of the state undertakings are organized as government companies. The Hindustan Missions Tools Private Limited, Heavy Electrical Limited, Indian Refineries Limited, Hindustan Shipyard Limited, Indian Oil Corporation, the Fertilizer Corporation of India, National Coal Development Corporation Limited are example of government companies. In 1992, there were 143 government companies as against 60 statutory corporations in India. It is clear that the present organization of public undertaking reflects a marked reference for the government company form. Organizationally, the the government intended to organize public sector undertaking into public corporation, but later when the government company form was introduced, it found favor particularly because of this flexibility that it provides of a subsequent reorganization. Evolution. The decision making by government in 1961 on the recommendation of the Krishnam Menon Committee on the form of organization reads as follows: Gout consider that the form of management of the undertakings should be determined by requirement of each cases. Accordingly, form of according to from the point of view of a flexibility operations, the compound form of a management would be preferable. In some instances, it would be necessary to form statutory corporation, while in the few other for various reasons which would be desirable to run the undertaking as a departmental organization. So, the departmental form of organization are the very important of administrative activities in the country. So, all the departmental form of and holding companies and other companies are there in the India. So in 1991-92, the Economical Reform Committee was recommended to dissolve the public undertakings and introduce of the new economic policy to open the doors for India to establish the multinational companies in India. That is to one condition to the government of India to providing a land and air and water for the company, but they have to give the employment for Indian citizens, and they have to pay the import and export taxes. So nobody is from the foreign countries to for the employment purpose. So because after 1992 new economic policies, in 2001 and 2 there is the disinvestment of the public undertakings, bankings and other sectors are disinvestment from below 51 to 30% of the investment in the public sectors. So from gradually most of the present the different form of organization railway is 50 to 60% privatized, and postal telecommunication is also privatized, and others national industries will be going to privatized. The aim of the Jawaharlal Nehru in 1948, which are the aim, which are the interest of the government of India, the socialist pattern society, the aim of the government to providing the economy development for the Indian citizen, to eradicate of the illiteracy, eradicate of the unemployment and poor poverty and etc. etc. So these are the within the 73 years they are dissolved and disinvest of the public enterprises. So because of the public enterprise very important of the organization in the country, so it is a very important to establish of the organizational pattern to provide industrial development, economy development, socio pattern development, and controlling of the uh, unemployments. It is providing self employment and it's providing employments in the government. For example, we take the different form of organization railway, they are providing lakhs of employment for the in 1948 for the illiterates also, and illiterates also get the employment in the railway from gangmen to engineerings and administrative officers. And postal department also providing a lakhs of employment for the all the villages postmen. So these are the very big departments in the department organization. So that is the very important to give a good employment for the unemployed people in the country. But the present days there is a privatization. In the privatization there is no security for the job, no security for the salaries, salary enhancement, no security for the pension, family welfare programs, and etc. etc. So because of the India is a developing country, so they need and to providing a public enterprises under the government sector. The government should providing the facilities of industries development for the manufacturing purpose in the country. So these are the very important subject for the Indian economy purpose, dear students. Thank you.